Hey Mel, it's Clara. I know it's been a really long time, but listen to this. I just got divorced a little while ago. Can you believe it?
Wait, what?
I know, right? And because of that, I have no money at all to my name, and I got kicked out of the house as well. It's seriously the worst. I have nothing. Nothing. So I know it's a little much to ask, but can you come and pick me up from New York or send me some money? I literally can't even make it back home because I have no money.
Just wait a second. Is this really Clara? Where is this all coming from all of a sudden?
What's up with that reaction? Yeah, it is me. I know it's been a while, but still, I didn't expect you to react to me like that.
I can't believe you even have the nerve to message me at all. And you want me to go and pick you up? Are you seriously planning on trying to come back home?
Well, yeah. I got divorced from Kevin. And now since he's kicked me out of the house, I have nowhere to go but stay with Mom and Dad for a while until I at least get back on my feet.
You have nowhere else to go. Do you even remember what you did to me all that time ago? You had an affair with my fiancé and eloped with him. Do you really think there is a place here for you to come back to?
Are you still upset about that even now? Come on, that was like 10 years ago. It's been so long that I was sure you would have forgiven me for it already.
Did you actually think that?
Yeah. And now that Kevin and I are divorced anyway, it's all over, and what happened 10 years ago doesn't matter anymore. Let's just treat it all as water under the bridge. Now, come and get me from here. I seriously have no cash and nowhere to go either. I'm in a real bind.
I don't know what your situation is, and I don't care. From the very day I found out about what you did, I decided to not have anything to do with you for the rest of my life. Do me a favor and never contact me again.
What are you even talking about? It's me, your sister. Your sister is in trouble and you won't even come to help me out? That's what older sisters are supposed to do, isn't it?
You have no right to expect any help from me after what you did.
It's your own fault for letting Kevin get away from you in the first place. Maybe if you paid him more attention, things would have worked out differently. And to keep holding a grudge against me for over 10 years too? Just get over it already. If you liked Kevin that much, then you should have just moved with him to New York in the first place and gotten married.
What did you say?
I said that if you were that into him, you should have gone with him when he needed to move to New York for a job. Then everything would have worked out for you and you wouldn't have had to stay living out there in the sticks. He asked you to come with him, but you refused to go. What did you expect to happen? That's why he moved on to me instead of you in the first place. But now here we are, even 10 years later, and you're still mad over this? Just grow up already, will you?
Shut up. Don't start with your lame excuses. That was right when Dad got sick and ended up in hospital, remember? How could I have just left him when he needed support from us and went off to New York? Mom was also not feeling great and she wouldn't have been able to look after him on her own. I couldn't just leave the two of them like that.
God, you really have always been far too serious. No wonder you got dropped by Kevin so quickly. You're no fun at all.
Yeah, but it seems like he made a mistake in dropping me for you in the end, right?
What?
I heard that you two got married eventually, but then got divorced seemingly out of nowhere. What happened? And here I was hoping that you would be happy even after what you did to me.
Married life came with a bunch of challenges that I didn't expect at all. But someone like you who hasn't been married wouldn't understand what I mean by that.
Oh, really? Is that what you think?
Anyway, let's forget this already, but I really do need you to come get me. I have so many difficulties being married to Kevin and had to put up with a lot. I just want to go home and relax for a little while. It's been ages since I've been home as well.
You can say that all you want, but there really is nowhere for you to come back to right now. If you don't have money, then go out and get a job, and then you can find your own place to rent as well. And just like that, your two biggest problems have been solved.
I don't need sarcastic remarks like that. Neither of those two things are easy or immediate. They both take time and I don't have the time for them. Just come get me or send me money so I can get there myself. I'll send you where you can pick me up from easiest. I'll be waiting for you.
Hey, Mel. I'm really sorry about what happened between us 10 years ago. I know that we'd already decided to get married, but then things went south. Is that what you want to call it? Going south? Okay, well, I ran away with your sister to New York at the same time as I was moving there for my new job. Yeah, whatever. I didn't expect to be hearing from you today as well. Is it some special kind of day for me or something? Where people from my past all decide to start reappearing? From you saying that, Clara must have contacted you already, right? Did you hear about the two of us getting a divorce then? Yeah, she contacted me and told me about it about 2 hours ago. You got divorced and you even kicked her out of the house, and now she's in some trouble, I guess. Even though this is how it ended up, I really did do my best to keep it together and not split with her. I betrayed a lot of people to end up with Clara, so I really wanted to make sure that the marriage at least lasted. But so much happened between the two of us that I was at my limit, and in the end I just couldn't really take it anymore. All I could think about was you from day to day, and it really caused a rift between Clara and me. What? You were thinking about me? I mean, when we first arrived in New York, it was great. We just gotten married, and we were together in a brand new place where everything was new and exciting. I really thought that I'd be happy like that. But then while I went to work, all Clara would do is go out around town and spend my money without doing anything for me at all. Once, even when I could barely work from stress and had to take time off, she didn't even spend a single day with me. And of course, she never helped at all around the house. But that much goes without saying, really. Yeah, well, you should have been able to guess that she'd be like that from how she was back at home. She never worked at a stable job and spent all her time doing whatever she wanted to. When Mom and Dad were getting sick, she pushed all of their care onto me and couldn't care less about what happened to them. You knew all of that, but you still chose her instead of me and threw me by the wayside the first chance you got. She was a good woman to date, but a horrible woman to be married to, I guess. That's what I realized after a little while in New York, and I started to think about you a lot. Like when something bad happened, I just knew that if you were with me, you'd make me feel better with kind words. Or just support me when things were getting tough at work. You know, that sort of thing. I was thinking about you the whole time these past 10 years. That's funny, but I never thought about you, even once the entire time. Listen, Mel, I can understand that you wouldn't want to forgive me for what I did. I really do. But what do you say about giving me just one more chance? I really want to try to make things work with you again. Just one more time. A lot of time has passed since we were together, but I know that we could still do it. What? Are you serious right now? Of course I'm being serious. I'm divorced now and I lost the job that I had, so I don't see the point in being in New York anymore. I've been thinking of moving back home now to get away from the big city and the bad memories I have there. And then the two of us can get back together. Hold on a second here. Why did you lose your job as well? What happened? The company went through a bunch of layoffs and I got cut in the process. So now you're completely unemployed? Yeah, exactly, and that was the main reason for the divorce. Like I said, I was the one who was trying to keep it going, but without this job I wasn't able to make enough for Clara to keep living her ideal lavish lifestyle. So now I want to move back home with what money I have, but I can't get a hold of anyone at all. But how is it back there? Is everyone still as mad as you are about what happened back then? Of course they are. Everyone in the town knew about our engagement and were appalled when you ran off with my little sister. No one in town wants to see you back here again. You should know what it's like here. It's not like New York where you can just lose yourself among strangers. Everyone knows everyone in their business. I thought that might be the case, but that's also why I wanted to fix things up between us. If you were to forgive me, then everybody else would probably decide to forgive me for it as well, right? What do you think? I think that you should stop with all this nonsense already. I'm not about to just go along with your calculated plans and let you just sweep back into town like nothing happened. And even if I were to forgive you, your parents said themselves that they never want to see you. Your mom told me recently that she never wants to see your face again.
What? You talked to her recently? Does that mean that they're still close by somewhere? In that case, forget about what I said about the two of us making amends. But in exchange, can you tell me my parents' phone number and address?
What?
I mean, I know that the whole town got essentially relocated due to redevelopment, right? I haven't been able to get in contact with either my parents or my siblings since then. I never expected that you would still be in contact with everyone. Does that mean that a bunch of people moved together to a new place or something? Can you tell me their address at the very least? Well?
Oh wow, you heard about the relocation then. It seemed like Clara hadn't heard anything about it at all.
Of course she wouldn't know a thing about that. She was out so often that she was never even home to sit down and watch anything on TV, let alone listen to the news.
Oh, I see. I can picture that. In any case, let me tell you the last message that I got from your parents. They said make sure not to tell that idiot boy either our numbers or our address. We never want to have to see his face again. That's what they said about you.
You're joking.
I absolutely am not joking. No one wants you back, so good luck finding a new job. Sounds like you'll need it.
Mel, what's going on? How long do you plan on making me wait? I've been waiting for you to come and get me already. It's been a week now since I asked you first. I'm gonna run out of money to survive if you don't hurry up. Do you have any idea how expensive New York is?
No one is coming to get you or sending you money. Not me, not mom and dad either. Just stay there and look for a job to support yourself.
Why are you being so cold to me? I'm in trouble and I need your help. Sure, I stole your fiance away from you, but that was it. You're being so unfair right now.
As always, you haven't reflected on your actions at all, have you? I guess some things never change. We were all so embarrassed when things first went down 10 years ago. Everyone in town knew about what happened. It was hard to even show my face in public after that.
Yeah, but that was over 10 years ago at this point. It's annoying that you're still mad about that even now. And I told you that you were the one in the wrong for ever letting it happen to you in the first place. Now I'm in a bad situation as well, so let's call this karma getting me back and call it a day. We both went through something because of Kevin, so let's call it even and forgive each other.
Cut the crap. This isn't the same at all. I lost my fiance because he was having an affair. And then I had to find out that he was cheating on me with my own sister. Just how much pain do you think you put me through? You can't even begin to imagine how I felt. Don't just ask me to forgive you like it's so easy to do. This isn't something that I can just brush off because some time has passed.
God, you're so stubborn. I hate this about you. But fine. If you're so set on not forgiving me, you can forget about it. I don't care anymore. I'll just find a way to get back home on my own. You shouldn't have a problem with that, right? Now you don't even have to come get me. I'll use what money I have left to make it on my own. Then I can apologize to you in person and we can be done with this ridiculous 10-year grudge that you have against me. You, me, mom, and dad, we can all make up and go back to being a happy family like we used to be.
That's your plan.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Look, you can say that you'll come home on your own however many times you'd like, but you don't even know our address.
What are you talking about? I might not have been home for 10 years, but I'm not exactly gonna forget the house where I lived and grew up for most of my life. There's nothing for me here in New York anymore, so I'll be coming home after all this time.
The house you're thinking about doesn't exist anymore.
What? What does that mean?
It means that you have nowhere to go back to anymore. Or do you plan on using the last of your money to get a quick look around some factories?
What are you talking about? Seriously? What factories? What does that mean?
By that reaction, I guess you really don't know anything.
No, I don't. I don't know anything. No one told me anything at all. What do you mean about factories? What happened to our house? Are you being serious when you said it's gone?
It's not just the house, but basically the entire town is no more. It was redeveloped for some factories and pipelines and nothing is left.
What? You mean the school I went to and all of my friends' old places are gone too? Everyone is gone?
Yeah, That's right. It was all over the news for a while. I'm surprised that you don't know anything about it since you were directly involved in a way. It might be something that people who weren't from our town would ignore, but you should have paid attention more.
I don't believe this! How could this happen? Then where am I supposed to go? I have nowhere else. Where are you and Mom and Dad then? If everything is gone, that means that all of you must have moved somewhere else, right? Where did you go?
Oh, I wonder about that. Where on earth did we go after that? Well, you won't hear it from me, so good luck finding out where we live now.
What? You're telling me you're not going to tell me? But I'm your sister. We're family.
But we cut ties with you all those years ago. We might be related by blood, but there's no one who thinks of you as family anymore.
You can't be serious!
Of course I am. And since you're not family, why would we tell you anything about our personal lives or personal information like an address? Anyway, that's how it is. So best of luck.
Mel, come on. Please tell me my parents' address. Where did they move off to? You have to tell me. I know that you guys must have built a hell of a property somewhere. Tell me where that is.
What? What makes you think that anyone built anything?
You wouldn't tell me anything about where anyone went, so I was trying to find out for myself. Then I found an article on the internet that told me something interesting. It said that the people who needed to move away from the town were compensated for having to leave their homes. And not just a little, but with a lot of money. It said that there were people who received upwards of $500,000 and used the money to build themselves a new house elsewhere.
$500,000. Come on, do you think the government would really give anyone that much money?
Maybe it wasn't quite that much, but it had to have been a sum close to that, right? You got money for the move, and you used it to build yourself a nice new home, right? All of you.
Well, we did get enough to build something new. I mean, most of us in town had been living in pretty old houses, and they were in need of repairs and renovation anyway. So I guess compared to those, you could say the houses we built or bought are pretty nice.
You're so cunning doing that. You stay in town and then get a bunch of money from the government to move somewhere else, build a new house, and start a new life. If you got that lucky, then you should at least be able to forgive me for what happened between us.
What the hell does that mean? What does it have to do with anything?
You guys all got so lucky and got a bunch of money. You must still have some left over as well, right? But here, I have nothing. So don't you think it's okay to at least forgive me for the past? I'm now divorced and have no job. So just forgive me already and tell me where everyone went.
You're getting things a little mixed up, I think. You losing your job and getting a divorce has nothing to do with the money that we received. Those are two very different things. And there's no weight on whether I forgive you or not.
Please, Mel, I'm begging you at this point. Just tell me where my parents are now. I'm about to run out of my savings, living here without a job, and I need to find another place to stay fast. I'll apologize as much as you like. I'll do whatever you want me to do. But just tell me where they live now, please.
If you're gonna go that far, then sure, I can tell you where they live. But are you sure you're not gonna regret finding them?
Why would I regret doing that?
When we had to move, you might expect that everyone got separated and went their own way, but that wasn't really the case. Everyone had lived together for so long that a bunch of us actually moved to the same area to restart our lives.
What? So you mean it's not just your family and mine that are still nearby? It's everyone else from town as well?
I wouldn't say everyone else. Of course, some people went off to God knows where, but quite a few people, yeah. Do you think that people want you to come back? Do you think that you could just come back after being gone for 10 years and people would act as though nothing happened?
They surely can't be that mad at me for something that had nothing to do with them.
It's not just that they think you're an idiot for that. I also heard that before you left, you borrowed money from quite a lot of people to help you with the move to New York, and you promised that you'd pay them back once you got settled in your new job there. Well, they believed you and wanted to help you with the move to start your new life, and then you didn't send them a single cent back, did you?
Oh, God. I thought that everyone would have forgotten about that. But it's not like they can force me to pay them back now after all this time. And there was no real contract between us or anything.
The contract between you was one called trust. And you ruined that with everyone, so I don't know how it'll be for you coming back here. Don't expect anyone to want to deal with you or help you find a job or anything else.
Damn it! I thought that everyone would have separated in the move. Why on earth would everyone stick together? They could have gone anywhere in this country and just reformed the town somewhere else.
People got used to their lives and weren't able to just set off to another state or big city at their ages. You know that most people don't like change. And if you're so worried about the money, then get a job and get enough to pay them back before you come back. It might be 10 years late, but it's better late than never, right?
This isn't fair, Mel. You always do this. You always do things so they work out for you. If I'd known that the town was going to be leveled, then I wouldn't have even married Kevin in the first place.
What are you angry about all of a sudden?
That attitude of yours has annoyed me so much even in the past. You always make it so that I get the short straw. It's so annoying when you do this. I bet you knew that you were gonna get money from the relocation, so you pushed Kevin onto me so I would leave and you would get more to yourself.
Are you serious right now?
And then you made yourself look like the victim in the eyes of Mom and Dad, so they'd shun me and just you guys would get the money. You pushed me onto Kevin for all of that. You are horrible. I guess that explains why you never tried to get back at me for stealing Kevin from you. It was your plan from the very start.
You really need to calm down for a second. You're letting your imagination run a little wild. There is no way that I had a plan like that. That's the craziest thing I have ever heard in my life.
No, don't tell me those lies. I know that you planned it all. You were always like that, even when we were kids.
What are you on about?
You always made it seem like I got the good deal in something, but in the end, you were always the one to come out on top. It's always been like that, always.
Don't blame me for that. You always just see the pros in something and rush headfirst into it without thinking anything through properly. That's how you've always been, and it has nothing to do with me.
Then why didn't you tell me about the plan to relocate or that you were going to receive so much money from the government? 500,000? You got that much and not a word to your own sister?
I see you've also been reading the information on the internet, huh? I'm telling you that we didn't get anywhere near that much. We got just enough to move and build a place of our own with a tiny amount left over. And it doesn't cost that much to build a place out in the countryside either. You shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet.
You're not gonna fool me with lies like that. You kept it from me so that I wouldn't get any cut of the money.
Listen to me, it wasn't like that.
I was also part of the family who grew up in the house that got torn down. Where's my compensation for that? Well, where is it? I also have the right to get money from the government for that.
Then why not go to the government and try to make your case with them?
They're not gonna listen to me.
Obviously not. This has all been finished. This is from a long time ago already. If you want me to get over what happened 10 years ago, then you need to get over this as well. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and acting as though you got the short straw by moving to and living in New York for 10 years. If it was so bad, then you wouldn't have stayed there for so long.
I thought it was good, but there's no point being here if you don't have the money to enjoy it.
Well, you should have thought about that before you left then. But of course you didn't. As always, you just saw something good in front of your eyes and went for it. And you did that even though it involved you stealing your sister's fiancé and marrying him. And now that you've gotten divorced and want to come home, you act as though you're the victim? Grow up and get over it. This is all your fault to begin with. You made your bed, now lie in it. You're not getting anything from me or our parents. We aren't gonna look out for you now.
What, so now you're gonna make fun of me for making some mistakes in the past? I was young back then and not thinking of the future. But who does when they're 20? Everyone makes mistakes, and you don't need to blame me for them.
Then if that's what you want, don't contact me again. That way I won't treat you like the idiot that you are.
But I still need your help. You can't leave me like this.
I can, and I will. What you need to do right now is turn off that phone of yours and go out and look for a job. You might have lived off of Kevin for the past 10 years, but it's time you learned a little about real life. You're not a kid anymore. You're an adult, so act like one. And never, ever message me again. After that, I didn't hear from Clara or Kevin again. They must have both finally realized that it didn't matter how much they asked. I wouldn't tell them what they wanted to know. Apparently, afterwards, they both went to the site of the old town to try and figure out something about where people might have moved to. And then they met again without expecting it, since they each came on their own. Then, in a real twist of fate, they both realized that they no longer have anyone to rely on but each other, and decided to get back together and try to make it in New York. They moved back and tried to get jobs, but only succeeded in securing some part-time ones. Without the money from Kevin's old job, they could no longer live the life they previously had, and now live a very, very different type of life. Instead of going out on the town and spending money, they have to stay at home and pray that they make rent each month. It's a hard life for them, but maybe now they'll begin to realize the importance of thinking of the future, and also what other people have to go through every day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.